Greetings, everybody. This is an asshole consulting request, and if you have a request or a question or need guidance and wisdom so that you do not have a fucked up life like I or many of your elders do, go to www.assholeconsulting.com, and old Captain here will take care of you. Pat from Rochester writes, Pat writes, "Hey Aaron, I recently have been getting good rapport with girls. I'm a senior in high school and getting them to accept dates, meetups. However, this was all for naught, as I just get a lame-ass excuse as to why she can't hang out the day of. My question to you is how to deal with flaky women and how to prevent them from flaking. I will give you this one story that happened recently, but first need to know what your price is. Thanks, Aaron, Pat." All right, Pat, here's the deal. You cannot prevent women from being flaky. You can, in a sense. Women are, by natural default, unreliable and flaky. This is one of the many reasons why we make more money than them. We just don't flake out. We honor our word. And oh, here's your tits. Take them in a bundle and I'll go somewhere else because I don't care, because it's true. So women are always going to be flaky, and it doesn't end. It doesn't. I mean, it's not like this is a maturity thing. I know guys who get flaked out in their 40s and 50s. So just the number one thing is don't listen to them when they say they're going to show up. So this is where the rule of 50-50-25 comes in. 50% no times 50% go. 50% no times 50% show equals 25% go. 50% chance she says no. Everybody says, "What the way can happen? 50-50, she says yeah." Actually, it's much worse than that. The worst is that she says yes and then she doesn't show. So there's only a 50% chance that she's showing up. 50 times 50 equals only a 25% chance of you going on the date. More empirically, it is 30% no times 30% show, which equals 21% go, because 70% of the women, at least in my empirical world, said yes, but then would fail to show up for the day. So what you do is you don't get your hopes up. Just because a girl says yeah, it does. I'm trying to find some old Russian currency or Weimar currency from the 1920s. It's about as valuable as that. It's as valuable as a piece of paper. So do not listen to them. Number two, so mentally, just you don't expect it. You just don't expect it. Two, make other plans. Just make other plans. If it's working, if it's hanging out with your buddies. Three, if you're in the middle of work or your buddies, you're having a good time, cancel on her. It's happened more than once where I just got so accustomed to girls not showing. It happened more than a couple times where I forgot I had a date. And I would just be either taking another shift or be out with my buddies, and then the girl would call and says, are we going out tonight? I'm like, what? Oh yeah, that's right. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. It slipped my mind, or frankly, I believe you're going to show up, and so I took another shift. And then they really like you, actually, after that. And they do. It's sad. It's sad. So that's how what you could do under your control is you just you don't listen. You make your other plans, and it's almost like a bonus if the girl shows up. Now, over time, what will happen is you'll become more couth. You're a high school kid now, so your flake out rate's going to be through the roof. Soon you'll lift weights. You'll get rid of that baby face you got and start to look like a man. And then you also become more smooth and charismatic and be able to chat up the girls. And that ratio will go down. But even then, I've seen some of the best looking guys. The girls will still bail on them. So you never, ever rely on them. You never do. You go live your own life, do what you want. I would almost recommend, nowadays dating has changed so much. You don't go to the nightclubs. You don't go on dates anymore. I think you maybe go get coffee. Keep it very minimal. Do not set aside a Friday night for a girl. You always go drinking on weekdays. That's it. You're not going for coffee or going to the bar. Well, you're in high school. Never mind, you can't do that. Oh, crap, what do you do? You're going to have to ask them on really interesting things. Again, take them salsa dancing. Take them swing. Hey, I'm going to go swing. I need a dance partner you want to go with. Don't even make it sound like a date. It's stupid mind games that you got to play with these girls. I'm sorry, dude. It really sucks. If you're ugly, or you're skinny, or you're weak, or you're fat, yeah, you're going to have to change yourself physically. That will help. But the problem never goes away. Women are cowards. They'll say yes because they don't have the guts to tell you. They're not equals in this regard. Certainly not this regard. They're not strong enough or courageous enough to say no to your face. You're like, oh, okay, that kind of stung, but at least now I know. They're cowards. They say yes, and then they flake out at the last minute. So, I wish I had a way, girls will never flake out. Girls will always flake out. The best you can hope for is lowering it. So make your dates really interesting. like it almost compels them to go. Make them so that like you're hanging out with your buddies, and if they don't show, you don't really care. Or just play, because you can't go to the bars and all that. You play games with them. I mean, not play mental games, but game them over the internet. Try and talk them up over Facebook or whatever it is you do until they're almost eating out of your hand. But that's so much of a time investment. It's just, honestly, focus on school, focus on your career. Do your own thing, go join a club, do something, and then the girls kind of do just fall in. But yeah, you're trying to. It's almost, I'd almost say dating is impossible now because of the amount of effort you're putting into it and the amount of flake outs and failure that you have. So anyway, no, it wasn't a solution, but hopefully it helps put things in context. Toodles.